This podcast is published solely based off the interests of Jacko Law Group, PC, and in no way be construed as legal advice. The opinions shared reflect those of the authors and not necessarily the views of Jacko Law Group, PC. For more specific information or recent industry developments or situations, you should seek legal opinion or counsel. You are hereby notified that any review, dissemination, or copying of this message and its attachments, if any, is strictly prohibited. These materials may be considered attorney advertising in some jurisdictions.
Welcome to Jacko Law Group's Securities Law Regulatory Compliance Podcast. I'm Michelle Jacko, Managing Partner and CEO at Jacko Law Group PC. We created this podcast to break down complex securities law regulatory compliance matters for business owners and professionals like you. Today, we'll be discussing the most common outcomes we've seen in client SEC examinations. We'll start with the sense of relief often expressed by compliance officers in senior management once the SEC team has ended the firm's preliminary exam and interviews. However, once the subsequent document requests have been produced, often the most painful portion of an SEC exam begins, the waiting game to know if the examination has concluded. According to the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, SEC staff is required to complete their compliance examinations and draft their conclusions within 180 days of the initial examination. In other words, they have 6 months to provide their conclusions, either with or without findings. If an SEC examination concludes with findings, staff may request certain corrective actions or refer the matter to the Division of Enforcement for areas of heightened concern. Once the exam has concluded, there are 2 common written notifications a firm could receive: a no findings letter or a deficiency letter. A no findings letter is the best possible outcome. As the name implies, this is a written confirmation that the SEC has completed their review and found no deficiencies in the areas reviewed. However, this outcome is not common. Only a small percentage of firms receive this type of response at the end of their examination. And even if your exam letter is perfect, it's not over. Continuing to evolve your compliance program is still crucial despite a no findings letter. A deficiency letter is far more common. These letters describe any alleged deficiencies that may entail legal violations or weak internal controls which require bolstering. Through our experience, we've noticed that a Rule 206 finding within an SEC deficiency letter is a common finding that's listed. This means that the SEC has identified one or more examples of either negligence or subpar internal controls within your compliance program. For instance, this could be a firm failing to provide adequate disclosure to investors, or failing to have an adequately robust policy or procedure for a particular area. Now, if your deficiency letter has cited multiple violations, it's time to shift focus towards revamping your compliance program. Here at Jacko Law Group, we often see such areas as advisory fees, fees and expenses, retirement programs, cybersecurity, and custody as common areas of SEC concern that need improvement. One last thing to remember when it comes to a deficiency letter is to provide a prompt response. Generally, the staff provides you with 30 days to respond. Responses typically require submissions of revised compliance books and records, such as policy and procedure revisions or additions. Although you may not agree with all of the SEC's findings, you should always inform your internal team of the findings and take them seriously. It's all about nurturing and growing a culture of compliance. If your examination does reach a referral to the Division of Enforcement, the attorneys at Jacko Law Group are here to lend a hand. We also offer a quick response team to help with all phases of preparation and guidance of an SEC exam. To find out more and to speak with our team, we invite you to contact us at 619-298-2880 or visit us online at jackolg.com. Thanks for listening. We hope you have a great day.